Welcome to another video from OptaTube. Today, we are talking about something that's poised to totally revolutionize our relationship with energy. I want you to forget everything you know about giant, centralized power plants. We're diving into a future that's powered by, well, you and your neighbors. Let's get right into it. So, I want you to picture this. A completely new energy world, one where the old rules just don't apply anymore. We're not simply consumers. In this future, your home, your home, isn't just a place that uses power. It's a place that generates it, stores it, and can even sell it. This quote just nails the vision perfectly, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. It's a super sunny day, your solar panels are cranking out way more electricity than you need. Instead of just sending it back to the utility for a tiny credit, what if you could sell it directly to your neighbor across the street who's charging their electric car? And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction dream. This whole idea of peer-to-peer or P2P energy trading is the future that's being built right now with smart grids. It means a more resilient system, potentially lower bills for everyone, and a much faster way to get to a truly green energy system. But, of course, there's a catch. Okay, so let's get into the big hurdle we have to overcome. Our current grid, well, it was just never designed for this. Think of it like a plumbing system with only one-way pipes, built to send water from a giant reservoir out to every house. It simply can't handle millions of people trying to send tiny amounts of water back and forth to each other all at once. And when you really start to break it down, the challenges are huge. How do you securely keep track of millions of these tiny microtransactions every single hour? How do you stop someone from, fudging the numbers and saying they produced more energy than they really did? And the really big question, how do you do all of this without a giant central company slowing things down and taking a cut of every trade? And this is where our hero enters the story. Blockchain. You see, the funny thing is, the very problems that make a decentralized energy grid seem impossible are the exact problems blockchain was designed to solve from day one. It has these three unique, let's call them superpowers, that make it the perfect tool for the job. So let's match these up with the problems we just mentioned. That need for a central operator? Well, blockchain gives us trust without needing one. Check. The risk of someone manipulating the data? It creates tamper-proof permanent records. Check. That challenge of handling millions of tiny trades? It automates the whole thing securely using something called smart contracts. It's a direct solution to every single one of those challenges. All right, let's break these superpowers down. The first one is immutability. Now, that's a fancy word, but the concept is super simple. Think of it like a digital ledger that's been carved in stone. Once a transaction is recorded, say you sell 5 kilowatt hours to your neighbor, it's there forever. It cannot be changed, it can't be deleted. It creates a permanent, unchangeable history of every single trade. Superpower number 2 is consensus. This is really cool. It means that every participant in the network, every smart meter, every EV charger, every home battery, they all have the exact same copy of the transaction history. So there's no room for arguments about who sold what to whom, because everyone is literally on the same page, looking at the same trusted ledger. And finally, we have decentralization. Honestly, this is the real game changer. It means there is no single boss. No one company, no one utility controls the entire system. The power is distributed among all the participants, and that is the key that unlocks true peer-to-peer trading, cutting out the middlemen and giving the power, both literally and financially, back to the community. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? How do we go from a simple energy trade to this unbreakable digital record? Let's follow the journey and build a blockchain from the ground up, piece by piece. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with a transaction. This is the fundamental building block, the smallest little atom in this whole system. It's just a simple digital record of a single trade of electricity between two parties. But this digital record is incredibly detailed. It captures exactly who the buyer and seller are, the precise quantity and price of the energy, a timestamp for when it happened, and a cryptographic signature. Think of that signature like a unique, unforgeable digital seal that proves the whole thing is authentic. Nothing is left to chance. So once a whole bunch of these transactions have been verified by the network, they get bundled together into a secure digital container we call a block. If a transaction is a single entry in a ledger, you can think of a block as one full completed page. But that brings up a really important question, right? A page in a normal book can be ripped out, or someone could erase something. So, what stops somebody from tampering with one of these blocks? How are all these pages connected to make them so secure? And the answer is right there in the name, the chain. It's a brilliant solution. Each new block contains a unique digital fingerprint, called a hash, of the block that came right before it. This creates a mathematical link, chaining them all together in perfect order. So, if you try to alter even one tiny detail in an old block, its fingerprint changes, the chain breaks, and the tampering is immediately obvious to everyone on the network. Now let's zoom out and see how all this comes together to create an actual energy market. Because it's not just the blockchain itself, it's a really smart two-layer architecture that makes the whole system tick. Think of it like this. Layer 1 is the blockchain. That's the bedrock, the unbreakable foundation we just talked about. It's the ultimate source of truth, where all the final settled trades are stored. But then, on top of that, you have Layer 2, which is the market logic. This is the brains of the operation. It's the active, bustling marketplace that's constantly matching buyers with sellers and setting prices in real time. So when you put it all together, you can really see why this is so powerful. Blockchain provides the tamper-proof logs, the transparent and fair system, and the trust that's needed for millions of devices to trade energy automatically and securely. It is the absolute ideal backbone for the cheaper, greener, and more resilient grid of the future. You know, this stuff is just fascinating, and it's only the beginning. If you're interested in energy markets, power system modeling, or you just want to get updates and insights on the global energy market, you should definitely follow the OptaTube YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.